my friend who's pregnant.
Yay, how is she?
I haven't seen her bump yet. She says, I have kind
Ooh.
of a bump. It's really cute. And I'm excited.
Aw.
So I also, yesterday I designed her baby shower invitations. I should send them to you. They're really cute.
Yes, I'd love to see that. Is pregnancy treating her well?
I think so.
Okay.
She seems to be having a lot of issues, so that's good.
That's good.
Yeah. She's having a boy.
Oh.
Yeah. But we're going to do, so she's very I would say girly in the sense of taste and what she likes. And so we're making the baby shower very, we're making a garden party.
That's fair. I mean, the baby shower's for her, not for the baby.
Exactly. That's what I thought. Because I was it didn't seem very much like her to be oh, let's add in woodland animals and make it and she was just please don't do that. And I was okay. We'll just make it so her mom has a little orchard in her backyard. And so we're just going to make do tables with tablecloths and do tea and cucumber sandwiches and kind of classy and macaroons.
It feels kind of like the bridal shower from Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie.
Very good movie.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Same. When I was living with my parents, very beginning of the pandemic, they've still got cable because they're over the ages of 45.
Exactly.
And it was on TV a lot, actually. So I would just watch it. I don't think I even own it because it was just TV, CBS and TBS and all that. They loved that movie.
Yeah. I love the part where they're in the plane and she gets drunk. She goes, help me, I'm poor. And Maya Angelou is just amazing in it.
The whole cast is amazing. I love Melissa McCarthy. And it's not just because we have the same name. It's because she's just so ready to throw herself around. Yeah. I remember watching this documentary on Chris Farley, who SNL died, was it late 90s, early 2000s? And everyone talked about how he was so good because he wasn't afraid to just literally throw his body around to the physical element of comedy.
He was a very physical actor.
Yes. And that movie, I feel really shows Melissa McCarthy's side of that. Yeah. And then kind of in the same vein, I love Kate McKinnon because Kate McKinnon's not afraid to be ugly. Yeah. She's so down to just be weird. She's really pretty, but yes, that is refreshing to me too. And I like female actresses who are, or comedians, even though they're not stand-up comedians, they're being funny, who aren't afraid. They don't have a reservation. Yes. There is that layer for women where it's okay, do I want to be sexy? Do I want to be stay attractive? Do I want to stay desirable? But once you cross that threshold, you can't care anymore. You know, of being funny and not being afraid to look weird. And it's refreshing. It's here's your permission to just not give a shit. Yeah. Because everyone still loves them. Yeah. Even though you love them more for it. Yeah, exactly. There's the recurring one that Kate McKinnon has on SNL where it's the alien abductees getting interviewed. And she's always she always just tries to say the weirdest thing to make the guest spot laugh. But it's always so absurd. It's about her getting probed and all of this stuff. And it's hilarious. It's so good. Okay. Yeah. So there's this. Oh, shit, I can't remember her name. In the show, I Think You Should Leave. Mm-hmm. On Netflix. I think it has the girl you're talking about. I don't remember her name. She's the one that was the flies
Getting her butt sucked by flies, that one.
Yes. Oh, shoot. Because she was in What We Do in the Shadows. She played the energy vampire.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to look it up and it's going to kill me when I see it because I'm... Okay. Yeah. But continue.
I mean, it's not her, but I'm just saying that show of that sketch.
Yeah.
Like, it's on Netflix. It's called, I don't know if you've seen it all, but it's called, what did I just say? It's called I Think You Should Leave.
I Think You Should Leave.
Okay. Jesus Christ, Bethany. And there's this really hilarious female comedian on there. And she is definitely not afraid to look ugly and be super fucking weird. And I love it so much. And I'm going to bring it up really fast.
Okay, good. Okay, like just side tangent. I'm like a devout user of IMDb, but they recently like revamped their site and I don't like it.
And you can't yeah. Patty Harrison.
How did you find that so fast? The problem is I can't remember any of the shows even that she was in.
It's just Wiki. Patty Harrison is the comedian I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
You should look her up because she's super funny, or just watch the sketches that she's in. And I can send you a few, but yeah, she's kind of my new obsession. I also really like Roisin Conaty. She's British, and she's in a lot of the British panel shows that I would always watch and stuff. And then she has her own show called Game Face on Hulu. And I have rewatched it like a couple of times. It is so fucking hilarious. I love that show.
I'll add her to my
one
list.
that I'll like go back and revisit just because it feels very like campy, which is fun because those are the ones that you like to kind of have on in the background or something like.
Yeah. I found the name. It's Vanessa Bayer. Okay. The problem is I forgot like every connecting thing. Like you can't just Google who's the girl from SNL.
No.
So I had to go the long way around. But speaking of SNL, she also has this bit where she's like a little boy who's getting ready for his like bar mitzvah. And he like has his whole script, and her bit is that she'll like, go on the Weekend Update and she'll read from it and like pause for jokes. And anytime Seth or Colin or whoever is like actually doing it at the time will ask questions, she just like and like doesn't watch. It's like the cutest thing. She's just playing this like nervous little 12-year-old boy who's like, my grandma's cooking. And I'm like, I want to like, I know that you're a full grown woman, but I also want to make sure that you as a little boy are safe.
That's commitment to a role.
Yes. It's good. It's cute. I like her.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's the one from the show, from that Instagram bit. The fly sucking your butt.
Oh yeah, the Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah. That one makes me laugh so hard. Getting our butt sucked by flies.
So I've been watching 9 Strangers. I've been watching a lot of Hulu stuff lately. I've been watching 9 Strangers and Only Murders in the Building. 9 Strangers is pretty good. It's got Melissa McCarthy. Full circle to like what started this conversation. It's really emotional. Like she's still doing her like comedy. She's still got that touch to it for sure. But I'm really liking the show more than I thought I would. Mm-hmm. It definitely, there's a lot of kind of this trope going around, which like, it's just kind of the thing right now, which is you go to a health or a spa or like a retreat thing and it's evil. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, it's fun to watch and it's got like a really good cast. But then
they just released Only Murders in the Building this week. And that one's got Selena Gomez, Steve Martin, and Martin Short. And I love Steve Martin and Martin Short. I've been waiting for them to come out with more stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm really glad that it's a show, because now I'm going to get them for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Not just like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
But it started out, like, not a spoiler at all, but like, it starts out with each of them having their own kind of like internal monologue as they're walking around New York and talking about like what's it like to live in New York. And it starts with Steve Martin, and his is really good. Obviously it's good, but like, it's how great New York is. New Yorkers just have their own way of doing things. And so he runs into people who were like fans of him when they were younger. The guy is like, yeah, I used to watch your show with my dad all the time, because he's like this like B level, did a crime show for 9 seasons in the 90s kind of actor. And then the kid's like, yeah, dad has ALS now. He's in a hospice. Like, the whole delivery of this line, because as like Steve Martin is getting more and more awkward, is the kind of thing that I've been waiting for, because I love that awkward shit.
Yeah.
Not like mean awkward, because like that's kind of why I don't necessarily, I'm more of like a Parks and Rec person than The Office person.
You don't like cringy, you like weirdness.
Yeah, like it is awkward because Steve Martin's just standing there while this guy's like, yeah, I mean, dad he's in hospice now. He's not really there. You're just like, this is so weird. You just met this actor on the street. Yeah. You don't need to be getting your life story. I love that shit.
I think we've kind of talked about it before, but there is this movement more towards absurdist humor right now, which I think is more along the lines of like what you're talking about, because it used to be like really cringy, and I used to have a hard time with cringy. And The Office, it kind of like built up my tolerance for that, because there's a lot more cringy stuff out there as it turns out, but that Milo likes to make me watch now. But the absurdist stuff is definitely more like, you're just like, we don't know how we got here anymore. Like, how did we get here?
There's this like element too of just like very real.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's been in that situation where somebody's like giving too much information. And like, it's like, I'm glad that you're happy to share that with me, but I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Do you want a picture?
Yeah.
Like, this guy just told you his dad's in hospice, and you ask if he wants a picture with you.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because it's just like so out of nowhere, but then you get these like really small moments of like really intense realness.
Yeah.
You're like feeling something, and then you're like back on like it's
the mundane becomes
so layered. There's this one sketch where this guy's at a diner with his daughter, and he doesn't really want to take her out to ice cream afterwards. So he's just making up a story that like, oh, like the ice cream parlor's closed or whatever. And then the guy next to him like starts being like, oh yeah, like they are. And it's like kind of awkward. And he's like going on talking about how much, going on like making up the story about why the ice cream parlors are like closed or whatever. And then he starts adding in his own like imagined like,
yeah,
of like, and I own like all of these like classic cars, and like, and he just like keeps going on about it, about, oh, I own 2 of them. Oh, and then he's looking on his phone, like, and like the guy's just like, the dad's just kind of like, okay, yeah. He's like, and then they like wink at each other because they're like, this is the truth, you know, and like trying to convince this like this little girl that he owns like these two of every classic car or whatever. And then there's this,
because she like knows and cares.
Yeah, because she's just like, whatever. Okay, we won't get ice cream. Like,
yeah.
But then the guy next to them is like, and then my wife who is no longer with us. And then it gets like really dark. And then the like And then the dad is like, starts to feel bad for him and is like, yeah, he owns 2 of every classic. And it has he's the guy from Breaking Bad, but this Better Call Saul.
Oh yeah.
I forget his name. He's the one that owns 2 of every classic car. So
I would believe that too. Not that he owns the cars, but that he would sit like in a diner just based on his appearance.
Yeah,
and like do that whole thing. Yeah.
But they have a lot of cameos. They had like a Will Forte bit that, oh my God.
See, the thing is, this guy was on SNL. Like, he was one of the writers. And so he's met all these people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why SNL, like, whenever we have like an SNL movie, like Bridesmaids or like, what's another one? I
Love You,
Mean Girls, like stuff like that. You get like really random, big name actors because they just love SNL.
Well, it's just when you're part of a big troupe, like it's like
yeah. But even just like people, like celebrities that have like been on, like they become friends and then end up in their movies.
Yeah.
What was the one that it was a Tina Fey, Amy Poehler one where they're like sisters?
It's called Sisters.
Oh yeah, it was.
I liked that because Tina was the bad girl. Because I don't know if you've ever seen Mama.
Yes, Baby Mama.
Like, I was going to say Leslie. I was like, Amy Poehler's like the crazy one or whatever. But like, it was nice to see her being the straight one.
It was a reverse of that, which is fun. It's funny, I think, because like my biggest experience with Amy Poehler is through Parks and Rec, obviously, 7 seasons I've watched multiple times. And so watching Baby Mama was actually a shock for me.
Yeah, it was weird to see her like out of that role.
Yeah, because I watched that after I'd seen Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah. Watching.
Maybe it's like an only child being raised mostly through my like parents' media kind of stuff, but I love Steve Martin. So I was glad to see that.
He's a giant.
Yeah. And so like,
I was trying not to say that, like, ironically, I wasn't trying to say that. Like, no, yeah, he's really funny. I love, Milo really likes it too. And so I grew up like watching like Father of the Bride a lot, which he plays like the straight guy. But like Milo like tried to get me to watch The Jerk, and I was like, this is so weird because I was just like into like comedy and stuff, and I was just like, this is so strange. But then every year now we watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's so fucking good.
The part when he goes to like get the rental car because he like had to walk back and everything, and he like starts cussing out the customer service lady when she like tells him to F off. I live for that. I live for his scene because like it's such like a fun delivery. Yeah. But then I also absolutely love that she says it back. I love that movie, but it's also John Candy.
Yeah.
Who, again, giant, like,
yes,
not like he is still huge. Like, he really didn't even make that many movies. He made like really good long-standing movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the part when they get home and it's very, very cheesy. And it's every time you go.
Yeah.
And it's like everything's like very slow motion and everyone's like giving their reaction for like 10 more seconds than necessary.
Yeah.
Love it. And then he just like really loves his wife.
And
I am such a fucking like romantic. Like,
yes.
Clearly. We are.
Like, that was their like connecting point, because it's when he realizes that John Candy's wife is dead.
Mm-hmm.
That spoiler alert.
You have
that he realizes suddenly that like he's not dealing with a weird person, he's dealing with like a sad person.
Yeah. Alone. He's very lonely.
Yeah. That's why I love Bob's Burgers.
Yes.
Because they're just so aggressively in love with each other, even after all these years. Like, they have kids. She has a crazy family. He's a very irritable chef, and they own a business together.
Bob.
Yeah.
My favorite character.
Yes.
Which is a hard thing, which is hard because you have those 3 amazing kids.
Yes.
And then Linda. But I love Bob.
Yes. I was noticing, because we, like, as a house, we watch a lot of those episodes, and we've gone through all the seasons. Early season Bob is so funny because he's so angry. Like, the balance between like him being angry and him being loved, like, they're not opposites.
Yeah.
He's like, I love you all, but you're terrible.
You're terrible. You're terrible.
Yeah. I think Teddy's my favorite, though.
Teddy's nice, yeah.
Because he's so weird and awkward.
So I played a game, I don't know, I think maybe it was just with myself, of choosing all of their star signs. Mm-hmm. So Bob is Capricorn.
Yeah.
Linda is Leo.
Yeah.
Tina is Cancer. Or Pisces. She could actually be a Pisces with some Cancer.
She could be either.
Yeah.
I would lean towards Cancer just because she's also very family oriented.
That's true.
Yeah.
But she has a really strong imagination and fantasy world, which kind of leans me more towards Pisces, but she could definitely be like a toss. Yeah. I think Jean is either Libra or Virgo.
See, I would put Jean as a Leo also.
Yeah.
Because him and his mom are like inseparable. And anytime he wants to do a show, like, Linda's the one that comes right up and she's like, okay, so we're going to do the choreography. Jean, I trust you on music. Like, they're both such showboats together.
Yeah, that's true. But I would say Louise is, I used to think Sagittarius, but I'm like probably Aries.
Yeah. 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 I agree with that. Flip-flop there.
Yeah.
Early season, Sagittarius. Later seasons, more of an Aries.
Yeah, she becomes kind of the brain and Pinky and the Brain. Like, she kind of becomes like more of a plotter rather than just, or was that earlier? I can't remember. But she used to just be like kind of in it for herself. And then she kind of starts bringing other people in and like being. I
liked that she grew out of that. Yeah. Or that the character kind of moved past that. Because there's a few episodes with regular size Rudy. One of my favorite side characters. I love regular size Rudy. But she is kind of, she's sweet to him. And even when she's mean to him, she apologizes later.
Yeah.
She feels really bad. And so, like, I think I could read an Aries. Like, she gets ahead of herself, but then later she catches herself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Whereas I would say, like, Aries are a bit more steamrolling than Sag. Sag is a little bit more like careful and just like more, I wouldn't say careful, but they're just more, they're more untactful than they are steamrollers.
Yeah.
Like, they can go about.
They just kind of take the lead.
Yeah. But yeah. And then I was thinking while I was reading Conjuring of Light that, like, there was that post I sent you where it was saying Kel was like a Capricorn, Lila was an Aries, and who was the other one? Bree was a Gemini.
Yeah.
And I think Kel is more of a oh shit, what was it? I decided that he wasn't a Capricorn.
Okay, I'm gonna have to fight you on that one, but please give me your argument so I know how to properly fight.
I know, I'm trying to remember what my my process for this was, because he doesn't really think when he goes into things. True. And I feel like Capricorns really do a lot before they do something. And
I think Cal isn't given the privilege of having the time to think half the time. you know?
But I guess I'm saying, like, I could see him more as like a cancer or something, because he's doing things for everyone. Like, he's more of a martyr. He gets more of like but I did this for you. And it's like, but you weren't thinking, you know?
I would argue that he wasn't necessarily like that at first. Like, that happened as the shit in book 1 went down. Like, when he had to make the choice to save Rhee's life. Our whole argument, not with each other, but our whole like shtick on Holland's lines where he's like, you've never had to fight. You don't know what it's like to actually fight for your life. So like, early series Cal was more Capricorn because he'd never had to make those choices. I would still argue he's a Capricorn because he still pulls things out. He still like gets it done. I don't, since I know like I'm slightly ahead of you in the book, I don't want to spoil some of like the fight scenes. Nothing big, but I don't want to like.
I think I was just leaning more towards Cancer because he's very family oriented.
Yeah.
More so than his like circumstances would allow, you know? He is an orphan, and yes, he found like a brother in Rhee, but like I think he's kind of a silent sufferer, which is a very Cancer, but also a Capricorn thing.
That's why
he honestly could just be both. And I'm just saying, that's all I'm saying.
No, that's fair. Capricorns are also big on like found family, more so than like blood family.
Right.
And so that's why I'm still like,
well, that's kind of the thing is Capricorn and Cancers are the mother and father.
Yeah, so they're that access.
They're both pretty like family oriented.
And I would buy Rhee as a Gemini though.
Oh yeah.
I still don't trust him.
Alucard.
I trust his love for Kel. I trust his devotion to his brother. Don't trust him.
Alucard is a Scorpio.
Yes. He wants to be called master in bed. He's a Scorpio.
Well, he's like on the cusp. He's a Scorpio Sag. I could see that.
I could see him like Scorpio with like a Sag rising.
Because he's like Dom, which is a Sag thing. And then he's Scorpio because he's just super sneaky.
Yeah. He hides parts of himself.
Yeah.
He likes his secrets.
But he likes to know everyone else's.
Yeah. For sure.